Hey guys, Dello304 here. Today we're going to be taking a look at fans. This is a little different departure from what I usually do here, but hey, it's still mechanical appliance related, so close enough, right? A couple of years ago, I want to say in about 2013, I made a video of this Vornado Model 533 fan. I got this a couple years ago, and I made a short video of it, and turns out, much to my surprise, that a lot of people liked that video, so we're going to be taking a look at the new one. Anyway, the basic demise of this fan is I've had it for a couple of years. It's been a pretty good fan. It actually fell off my bed more than once, or whatever it was sitting on. It's fallen from a high place while running more than once, so I don't blame it. But what happened is a while back, I want to say, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, maybe a little longer than that, it stopped spinning up. Like, you would turn it off and you would turn it back on and it wouldn't spin up. But I was able to fix that somehow. It just started working again, so I didn't think much of it until a couple of days ago when it stopped spinning. It turns out that there was a lot of dust and hair buildup inside behind the motor, and around the shaft there's a bunch of hair around the motor, which was not helping the situation at all. So I gave it a really good clean, and it does work again, so that is nice. But the thing is that yesterday I noticed that it was kind of spinning up and down, like the motor was fighting against itself to keep running. So this fan is kind of done for, and it's due to my neglect. It's not really Vornado's fault. It's pretty much due to my neglect of not cleaning the thing and letting it fall off places and stuff. So yeah, it does still work, but not too well anymore. So there's that. Today, that was a Model 533 fan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the larger model, the 633. So I bought this to replace it. This is a bigger fan. I was in need of a larger fan anyways for this room. This little fan, while it does put out a lot of air for its small size, this is a better fit for my room. So yeah, here's the fan. We're going to take a look at the box first because, why not? So Vornado calls this a whole room air circulator, which is a fancy name for a fan, but whatever. And their slogan is the fan that circulates all the air. And we're going to take a look at that. It's advertised on the box, but I think it's actually not a bunch of bull crap like a lot of people would think. So it has whole room vortex circulation. We'll take a look at the actual design of the fan once we get there. It moves air 75 feet. Not sure I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that, but I can feel the air from across the room, so that's all that matters. And it has a 5-year warranty, which is really nice. So Vornado stands behind their products. It has vortex circulation. We'll take a look at that. It's whisper quiet. I don't know how much of that is true. I mean, true, on the lowest setting it is pretty quiet, but once you start to turn it up, it gets kind of loud. It's multi-directional. Again, I'll show you all of this stuff. 3-speed, easy to clean. The front grill comes off for easy cleaning, and again, the 5-year warranty. So this is the basic idea of a Vornado fan here. So we have a typical fan, which kind of just doesn't really do a whole lot, and then we have the Vornado, which, if you use it right, they say you should take this fan, position it in a corner of the room, and point it towards the other corner of the room, and that should do a good job of circulating the air. And it says if you it allows you to turn your thermostat up 5 degrees. Well, this is California, so we're not doing that, but yeah, anyway, it seems to work as advertised. In the box, you obviously get the fan, the user guide, which tells you how to disassemble it for cleaning and other, usage information, and then we have a little brochure on the other products that Vornado makes. They also, in addition to air circulators, they make heaters, air purifiers, they make towers, and humidifiers. So, wait, did I already say that? Well, anyway, yeah. So there's Vornado's little brochure they give you, and then yeah, they've been around since I think 1945. So they know a thing or two about making a fan. So yeah, we have Vornados in the rest of the house. We have 2 more in the other rooms of the house, and I like these fans. So let's take a look at the actual fan here. As you can see, here it is, black construction, same general design as this, just slightly larger. So this grill has curved, this grill is curved in such a way, it kind of looks like a spiral. So in addition to the very that you can see, these blades also have a pretty high pitch. They're very curved and sloping, so they do a pretty good job moving the air around. And then we also have this cone in the back, which is also supposed to be part of the design. So these fans are well engineered. It does work as advertised. This crappy box fan over here doesn't really move a whole lot of air, even on the highest setting, whereas this fan really gets it moving in here. So that's that. Like advertised on the box, we do have this grill does come off. There are 3 screws in the back. There's 2 on the lower portion, or the lower section, and there's 1 up here. You just unscrew those, the grill comes off. You can wash it and clean it, clean the blades, get behind the motor and all that good stuff. So yeah, that is nice. And that is an important factor with these fans. You've got to clean them like once every month or 2, because if you don't, they'll die, as you can see here. So yeah, they must be cleaned, especially if you live with a dog that has hair everywhere and dust and such. So here's the back of the fan. You can see, you know, the general design here. We have a dial, has 3 speeds, so you know that's alright. I think the speeds are generally pretty well thought out. So that's that. And I don't know if you can see this, you probably can't, but yeah, there are 3 screw holes in the back that allow you to take the grill off. So yeah, as far as the fan goes itself, the build quality is quite good. This is not a cheap fan. This one was, I believe, was $65, and that one was $50. So these fans aren't cheap, but I believe that due to the engineering that goes behind these, the way that the product works and the build quality makes it worth the money, in my opinion. So yeah, as you can see back there, we have a pretty big motor in there. It looks pretty beefy, so it should last a while. So I guess now I'll go ahead and demonstrate the speeds. So I'm going to go and kick it on to the lowest setting. So it's pretty quiet. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of noise on the lowest setting, and even on the lowest setting, I'm over here, you know, at my computer, and I can still feel a slight breeze, so that is cool. That's the lowest setting. Let's kick it up to the middle setting. So this is if you really want to get the air moving in the room. It does do a good job. Like I said, you know, you can still feel it across the room, so that is nice, and it does do a good job of circulating the air. That's the second setting. Let's go ahead and kick it up to the highest setting. So this is if you want maximum airflow. I don't usually run it this high usually. I usually keep it on the lowest or the middle setting, but that is nice to have it. You can rotate, you can have the fan operate at this speed. So there you are. Go ahead and turn it down to the low setting. Well, actually I'll go ahead and turn it off. Anyway, that is the basic operation and overview of the fan. It is pretty good. Like I said, we have other Vornados in the house. They are good fans. They're well engineered. The build quality is actually way above the cheaper fans. You know, I mean, you can go ahead and buy a $15 fan from the drugstore, but it won't be as well built and engineered as these are. So yeah, I like Vornado products. I would recommend their products, and yeah, they are actually worth the money. So there you are. That is a little overview of the Vornado 633 whole room air circulator. I like to call it a fan, but you know, they have to have a fancy name. But yeah, there you are. See you guys later.